Before we get started really quickly, just would like to remind people to, when you push your microphone, to say, this is Robert, or this is Vicky, or this is, just so, it's on the recording and it makes it easier for everybody. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order at 4:02 p.m. This is the Insurance Committee, Group Insurance Committee meeting, Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, at the Central Administration Building. We'll go to 1.02, which is roll call.
Okay. Jeff Bosum, present. Eric Diamond.
Present.
Mike Dixon. Absent. Rachel Drake.
Present.
Tony McMillan.
Present.
Vicky Cooper.
Present.
Don Etcheverry.
Present.
Robert Munson.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay. Just quickly want to ask if there's any public comment at the beginning.
No, I don't have any public comment.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to 2.01. It's an action item to elect a chairperson of the Health Insurance Committee for a one-year term expiring December 31st, 2023. From among the current membership, Robert Munson, Don Etcheverry, Rachel Drake, Mike Dixon, Tony McMillan, Eric Diamond, Vicky Cooper, and Jeff Bozzo. And we'll entertain any motion here.
Tony McMillan nominates Robert Munson to continue as president. The guy in that seat.
Do we have a second?
Rachel Drake, I will second that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Any discussion?
Well, sorry. All right, Robert, are you okay serving another term?
Yeah, I can do another year.
Okay.
And then after that, somebody else can.
Okay. All right.
Guaranteed.
Thank you.
Okay. Seeing no other discussion, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Okay. The motion carries. Okay. 2.02, action to elect a vice chairperson of the Health Insurance Committee for a one-year term expiring December 31st, 2023 from among the current membership. Obviously, I'm not in contention for that. So Don Etcheverry, Rachel Drake, Mike Dixon, Tony McMillan, Eric Diamond, Vicky Cooper, and Jeff Bozzo. Entertain a motion here.
Jeff, are you doing it? Okay. I, Don Etcheverry, motion that Jeff Bozzo be co-chair.
Eric Diamond, I'll second.
Any discussion? It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Are you okay with that, Jeff?
For the record, Jeff Boswell, yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're not electing somebody. Okay. Seeing no discussion, all in favor of the motion to elect Jeff Bozzo as the Group Insurance Committee Vice Chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Okay, motion is adopted or passed. (2.03) Presentation and discussion of the Washoe County School District Group Health Insurance Claims Report as of December 2022. Somebody doing that? Oh, Jeff, there's Jeff. Lloyd, sorry. I didn't see you.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Lloyd Barnes with LP Insurance Services for the record. All right, so we're going to jump into our year-end, 2022 year-end report. Pretty standard for everyone here. Exhibit 1, our executive summary. Yeah, next page. So as we complete the year now with Exhibit 1, for the current calendar year, employee counts were down about 3%, with dependent counts down about 4%. As we get into the net medical claims, or net claims position, we're up about 4% at average of 5.787 compared to 5.5 last year, for a composite cost increase of about 7.2% at 837.03 compared to 780.69 last year. Our fixed costs were down nicely at about 8.4% down, running at 383,000 versus 418 last year, giving us total plan costs for the year averaging at 6.1 million versus 5.98 million last year, or roughly 3.1% increase. On a composite cost basis, they're up about 6.3% at 892. So all in all, a very good year. Large claimants, as it turned out, ended up coming in really close to the previous year at about 28 or 29 compared to 28 from last year. As we go to Exhibit 2, this is our graph. That's okay. And again, we've just sort of been watching this trend line continue up. It's sort of upward path. Again, this is an average trend line, so it takes into consideration the whole 12-month. It's a 12-month rolling average. So pretty much as expected. You know, I think we've talked about this in previous meetings that costs continue to rise. You know, I think the plan overall still has had a good year, but it is certainly something that we are seeing with all of our plans as costs continue to sort of inflate upward. Again, combination primarily of utilization trends, of actual usage, and I think we are seeing some cost inflation for contracts, but I think that's going to be slow and hit the plans over time. So I think we've talked about that a little bit. So go to Exhibit 3. Looking at the detail for the month of December, coming in there on line number, let's go with line number 10, the employee claim cost 4.7 million, an employee composite cost at $683. $21. Our dependent claims came in at 2.6 million with a composite cost per dependent unit of 1,206 for a combined month of 7,453 and a combined composite of 1,073 for an all-in composite of 1,129. So as we go over to the right, those are the averages we talked about for the year. So all in all, a pretty stable year considering from that standpoint. Let you guys go through the active and retiree and PPO and HSA breakouts on your own. So we will move to exhibit number 12. Our large claims exhibit. And again, as we discussed, quite a few claims that actually were tracked at the $212,000. Those are the 29 claims that were referenced in the executive summary. But honestly, with those claims, those were all fairly benign claims. We had a couple, if you go to Exhibit 13, that did pierce the $425,000 specific. But all in all, not a terrible stop loss year from that standpoint. It was actually turned out fairly favorable from our perspective. So we did have about 5 claims that went over the specifics. So some of those dollars will still be coming back to the plan as we get into the new year. Questions on claims exhibit?
So I would anticipate, since these reset in January, so some of these might continue on, but at a lower rate, or they may trend back up.
As far as the large claims go?
Yeah.
Yeah, from a
Yeah,
stop loss perspective, the stop loss accumulation starts over. But the claimant, very often will have continued ongoing claims.
Any other questions, Jeff?
For the record, Jeff Plaza. Lloyd, thank you as always. On the large claims in Exhibit 12, it looks like at the end of September, we had 14 large claims and $4.7 million worth of cost. And then in the last 3 months of the year, our number of large claims increased to 29, so more than doubled. And then we finished with another $4 million in costs. I think we saw that same trend last year. Do you know what happens at the end of the year?
Yeah, no,
that causes these?
Good question and good point of clarification. So keep in mind, this report is a accumulation report. So these people are all out there and incurring claims throughout the year. It's only when they hit the $212,000 threshold that we start putting them on the report. We start tracking them. So as you would imagine, as you go through the year and you accumulate claims, you're going to get more and more that start to hit those higher thresholds. So I wouldn't look at it as a doubling from September to December. It's just that those claims now finally got to the threshold in which we're reporting
Okay.
them.
So that's very helpful. Thank you. So that's why we're seeing not until July these large claims starting to compile on this list.
Because it takes till July to start adding up to $212,000. But then as you get to December, this is how many claims that you did have that hit that full $200,000 level.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Thank you, Lloyd.
good clarification.
All right, any other questions?
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Lloyd, appreciate it. Okay, 2.04, presentation discussion of the Washoe County School District Insurance Anthem claims, activity and turnaround reports as of December 2022. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Pam Davidson from Anthem for the record. Okay, I will start, we're just doing December, right? Because we're doing two, okay. All right, so for December, on the medical claims, your total claims received in December was 13,483. Processed were 13,816. Those are also included in a little bit of the carryover from the prior month. And out of that, in the first 14 days, 92.73% were processed. Within 30 days, 99.18%. 60 days, 99.93%. And within 90, it was 99.97%. Out of those claims processed, 12,418 were from the PPO plan, and I have 1,382 from the HSA plan. RX claims are point of service, so those are all done right at time, and there were 7,808 RX claims in December. You also have on the sheet, you'll have your average for the year and your total at the end for the December. Any questions on the medical claims? Okay.
Don't see any questions.
You want to move on to dental? In December, we had 2,260 dental claims. 2,135 were processed within the first 14 days. That's 94.49%. And the rest processed within the next 30 days, bringing it to 100%. Any questions on the dental?
Jeff?
For the record, Jeff, also, I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you for making sure that, or your company making sure that these claims are processed in a timely manner and for reporting that to us each month.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Anybody else?
Thank you, Pam, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Okay. 2.05, presentation and discussion of the Washoe County School District Group Insurance Wellness Program Report to cover current events and programs as of December 2022. Welcome.
Hi everyone, Mackenzie Howard for the record. So for our first wellness program update, next week we will be sending out our monthly newsletter. Our newsletters moving forward will have very general information about the wellness program, including educational pieces, events we have going on, but we will always direct them back to our website, our general Washoe County School District website. That will include much more detailed information and have all of the information to sign up for an event, for example. Our next 3 updates will be included in the newsletter being sent out next week. So we are bringing back our snowshoe events this year. We have 3 of them planned, all of which are on Saturdays. Again, in the newsletter, that's when people will be able to sign up. There are a limited number of slots for these events, so we are only allowing our members to attend 1. For our next update, we have opted in to host our Healthy Habit Challenges every month. So last month we had a challenge that focused on taking our time. We had 138 members participate all 7 days of this challenge. Next month, our challenge is focused on celebrating yourself, and this will run from the 13th through the 19th. In February, we also have a wellness webinar, which is hosted through CompPsych, and this one will be held on the 15th at 4:30. It'll run for about an hour, and it'll be focused on taking care of yourself throughout your workday. Any questions?
Any questions?
All right.
Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, 2.06, discussion of the Washoe County School District Group Insurance new hire 90-day benefit waiting period for discussion only and information.
Laura Thurston for the record. Okay, we launched our new hire portal on November 18th, so that was super exciting. We're still seeing some errors come through and glitches. We're still working through those, and IT's been very helpful with helping our members who are having some issues go through that. But overall, we're super happy about it. We've had about 98 new hires as of today be notified by the portal. They're sent 3 notices, a 30-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day notice, and they receive a encrypted login or URL, I guess is probably better terminology, through their email, in which they get to click on and open up the portal and sign up from there and download their documents and everything. So it's been wonderful. We've seen about a 20% return rate so far. So, we're only about 60 days in or so, a couple of months. So I can't speak to how many employees out of their 90-day time frame yet will be, we should be seeing, but 20% so far within 60 days is not too bad. Other than that, we're still working on other efficiencies within our department. We are working on the UHR process. I think I spoke to that last time, if I remember. Mike was here and he came to one of our initial meetings. But we are changing some of the ways that the UHR, the universal hiring, what's the last part? Requisition form is being filtered through all the different departments and all the hands that have to handle it. So we're hoping it will create a little bit more efficiency in terms of getting that information that we, the benefit department, need, so we can reach out to that employee sooner as well. So we're also doing that. We've been working with leadership. We're working with Susan as well to try to develop timelines and timeframes. And I don't have anything exact for anyone today, but we're on it. Every week we're meeting about certain things, so hopefully we'll get there soon. Questions?
Do you think, sorry.
Oh, go right ahead.
Do you think that's the reason why some of the people are waiting so long is because they're still debating about what they want to sign up for, which insurance and things like that? Or because they know they have 90 days, because they have to have 90 days right now,
Yeah.
so they're just sort of waiting it out and then going to decide at the last minute?
Yeah, Laura Thurston for the record. Yes, that can be part of it because we're only 60 days into these members who are within their 90-day window still. So they have another 30 days. They can attend a benefit orientation multiple times throughout the month. So they may be waiting on that. They may be waiting to gather documents. They may be speaking with spouses or partners, or they just haven't made it a high priority quite yet either. So yes, I do think that.
Thank you. Rachel?
So Rachel Drake, question if we're running into road bumps that are more than bumps? I mean, do we have
Specifics or certain
members
questions?
who are getting links that are not accurate or not able to access things? Because I think that happens across our system. That is particularly with things like Virgin Pulse. People click on that link constantly and they're like, I can't get in. It won't let me in. It won't.
Yeah.
So
There's browser issues right now. That's what we're being told from IT anyways. They think that the complaints that, or I don't know if we want to call it complaints, but the comments that we're getting of people who are running into that type of issue where they're clicking on the link and it's perhaps not working is that it's potentially the browser that they're using at their site is outdated, that type of thing. So we are working through browser issues right now.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. Because personally, I know it's an important issue to look into, and I really appreciate your work. 2.07, approval of the minutes from the November 30th, 2022 Group Health Insurance Committee meeting. Are there any corrections or anything? Otherwise, we'll entertain a motion as well. Yeah.
Tony McMillan, section 1.02 and 2.05 have my name spelled incorrectly.
That's an important problem.
2.05 has it spelled two different ways, by the way. One's right, one's wrong.
Any other corrections? Okay. Seeing none, we can take a motion to adopt them as corrected, I'm sure.
For the record, Jeff Boswell, I move to adopt the minutes as corrected.
Tony McMillan, second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the minutes as as corrected, excuse me, now I'm corrected. All in favor of adopting the minutes as corrected, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Okay, it's been passed, adopted. We'll correct those and file them. Closing items, 3.01, public comment. Is there any public comment?
There's no public comment.
Thank you. 3.02, announcement of the next meeting. It'll be February 22nd, 2023, here in the boardroom. Okay, and with that, 3.03, without objection, we will adjourn the meeting. We are adjourned.